decidedly chaotic. And today I thought I would share our chore chart with you just so you see how we do that. So I have a 5.5-year-old and then he's an almost 3-year-old. He will be turning 3 in the next couple weeks. And so this is for younger kids, and I already kind of have an idea on how we will adjust it as they get older, unless of course I find something that works better when they get older. So it is a chore chart. I have a pocket chart for it, and the kids kind of know what they need to do every day, although we do talk about it because they are younger, especially for my 3-year-old. And I will say that a lot of it, a lot of it is kind of self-care things, and that is because for some reason my boys just don't want to take that time to get dressed and brush their teeth and make their bed. There are some days that they do really well with it, but then most days it's a fight, especially with my almost 3-year-old, but even with my 5.5-year-old, it's just a major fight, and I don't know why. And to avoid that, I have made it part of their chores where they get rewards for it. When they get older, we definitely, I'm sure we will come out of that because, getting dressed and brushing your teeth and making your bed, in my opinion, are things that you just do as self-care. But for now, it is a part of their chore chart because they need that incentive, so that way we are not fighting. We're not fighting about it. So let me go ahead and show it to you. Okay, so this is our chore chart. It lives in this like alcove thing. So it's kind of a cramped space, but this is a larger view of it. It is a pocket chart or calendar thing that I got from the Target dollar spot. It was either $5 or $3, but it was a couple years ago. So here we have, so this is my older son's stuff and this is my younger son's stuff. The printer went really crummy. I don't know if the ink was going out or whatever when I printed these. It was supposed to be my older son was all green and my younger son was all blue. Obviously somehow it became mostly pink and purple for him, and he has a bunch of random things. So I don't know how I don't know if I'll ever fix that or not. My older son, like his cups and things like that, we try to use green, and then my younger son we try to use blue. That way there's no fighting about who gets what. And so I just continued that color scheme, or I tried to continue that color scheme here. Usually my older son's name is here, and my younger son's name is here, and then any tickets they earn go behind the name. I just took the name out because I am protecting their privacy. So how this works is they get a ticket for each thing that they do. I usually at the end of the day will put tickets behind the like action item. And then throughout the day, whenever they do it, I say, okay, go flip your ticket. And so then they would just bring the ticket forward. And then at the end of the day, we put them all in here. Once they earn 14 tickets in this spot, then they get to pick a prize out of the prize bucket, which I will show you in a moment. The number 14 is not significant really at all, except that that's how many tickets I had printed out and then divided in half to go between my two boys. So that's really how I came to that number. Now my oldest son, he has to brush his teeth, make his bed, get dressed, put dirty clothes in the laundry. He does have to do schoolwork and do school time like without being whiny and complaining and dragging his feet. This is not actually, we do not do nap time anymore. It's quiet time. So if he does quiet time well, and set the table for dinner time, and then clean the playroom up at the end of the day. My younger son is all the same, except he has a feed the dog ticket instead of schoolwork ticket. So yeah. And then I do have some extra tickets here, or not tickets, some extra tasks here that we sometimes have them do. Honestly, I don't always use them for those tasks because I don't necessarily always give tickets for everything. It just kind of depends on the situation, because I want my kids to sometimes just do things because I said so, because they're asked to, or because it's a helpful thing to do. But sometimes I also think it's part of their chores. It's kind of like, so when they get older, this will look different. I probably will not have some of these things up here. These will just be things they're expected to do. And chores will be more like, you know, help wash the windows, clean off the counter, load the dishwasher, I don't know, mow when they're really quite a bit older, all those kinds of things. And so I guess this is just really me kind of gradually getting them in there. If they are, I want them to have like good manners and be just generally well behaved. And so that's what this is for. If they say most of their please and thank yous and have good attitudes for the day and are just like generally well behaved, they will get a check mark for the day. And once this is full, then they get a ticket, like one of their tickets. They just get a ticket for it, and we'll put it here, and then we start all over again. Any item that they do. So like for my son's schoolwork especially, and then for my younger son to just like do the items of getting ready for the day can be, I don't know, I want to pull my hair out. Sometimes he just screams and fights it so much. So the deal is, if he has to get dressed no matter what, obviously. He has to brush his teeth no matter what. But he only gets the ticket for it if he is, you know, doing it without complaining, without fighting me, without just causing a stink. So if he does any of those things, I will generally warn him, because he's younger. I will say, if you want a ticket, you need to do this without complaining. You need to stop, you know, throwing a fit or whatever. And if he stops throwing a fit, then he'll get his ticket. If he does not stop, at that point I say, okay, no ticket, but you still have to do it. And of course, then it gets really ugly. But these tickets are, you know, that's part of these things, is I want them to do them without being contrary and without fighting me on it. And so that's the only way they earn a ticket, is they do it obediently, you know, quickly, cheerfully, and no fighting. So that is the general chores of the day. Then another thing that we have are these best behavior cards. So they get a best behavior card if they just do something like extra awesome. Whether it be something really nice and thoughtful for somebody else, or maybe like one time we gave each boy a best behavior card because we had to go to Costco and they were just the most well-behaved they have ever been at Costco. And it was a rather pleasant trip, and it was fairly quick because of how well behaved they were. And so we gave them each a best behavior card. So it can be super kindness or super thoughtfulness or very well behaved in a situation, or I mean there's a couple other things that I'm not thinking of that we said, oh, you get a best behavior card. Oh, one time my son made my bed for me. My 5-year-old made my bed for me, and so he got a best behavior card because that was just very sweet, taking somebody else's chores without being asked. And so once they earn 5 best behavior cards, and again, that is just how many they that were printed out, split in 2 between my 2 kids. So once one of them earns 5 best behavior cards, they get to pick something rather special, whether that be to go out for ice cream, right now we don't go out for a lot of things, but in normal times it would have been, oh, do you want to go bowling? Do you want to go get ice cream? Do you want to go to the movies? We could go to a special park. We could go to the zoo. I have a pile of books that they can choose from. They could go to the store and pick out a puzzle, something like that. That's a little special. And so once they earn all 5, they get to pick something like that. And that is our chore system. I'm trying to think. I don't really think there's anything else much that goes with it. Just give you a little bit of a view here of how my kids do it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to see how we do our chore chart, how we get our kids to do some chores to be helpful around the house. Like I said earlier, when they are older, that will their chores will evolve a little bit. I have a feeling, yeah, I think we'll keep the chore chart for like daily tasks that are just things that they should be doing daily to help around the house. And then I think I've seen other people have like a clipboard or a dry erase board, or even just like a breakdown that like on this day this person does this thing and then it switches or whatever. And so I think I'll probably have some sort of like clipboard hanging near the chore chart as well, that has the item that is different for that day, to go along with their daily things as well, if that makes sense. Because I'm a firm believer that if you're a part of a family, or you live in a house with somebody, or have roommates or whatever, like, it's your house together. And so for me as a parent, it is not my job to do everything. It is our family's responsibility to take care of our home. And so I want my kids to be a part of that and to take responsibility for things. And so that's how we will be teaching that kind of stuff. Yeah, so if you have any ideas on how you do your chore chart, or have, responsibility lists or whatever, I would love to see those. How do you do it? And go ahead and hit that subscribe button if this was helpful to you.